I once walked into a local grocery store and walked up to the free samples section. I drank one of the free samples. The next morning, it turns out I was raped that night. Episode 9, Star Wars, what's happening? Well, apparently there's a rumor going out that someone needs some advice. What this character needs, the characteristic personality that the person has, but it's somehow gone in the last movie. If you don't know who I'm talking about Luke. Started to rail himself out the window in The Last Jedi. So to avoid the backlash, aka the backlash of The Last Jedi, for Episode 9, they need to just bring back the good old-fashioned personality that someone had in the original Star Wars. So, they're bringing in George Lucas to help fix Luke in Episode 9 of Star Wars. Now, that brings a whole lot of can opens, because everyone kept saying, Last Jedi, there's nothing wrong with it. Nothing at all. Even the numbers. Then something's never wrong with the numbers. So now Disney bring in George Lucas to say, hey man, you created this thing, how'd you do it? How did you create these good characters without any of us being complete dipshits for some reason? And then George is all like, we need more Jar Jar. And then they bring in Jar Jar, and then they execute him. And then George is all like, that's good. Remember, this is a rumor. This may or may not be true. It sounds like Disney's in blah blah. Sounds like Disney's in a position now, after the disaster of Solo, a Star Wars story, are seeking help from someone who knows Star Wars like no other. Yep, the latest word on Episode 9 rumor is that none other than George Lucas has been brought to the board to help polish the script and guide J.J. Abrams down the right path as he puts the finishing touches on the finale to the Mouse House's new trilogy. I can't believe they said it like that. The movie will be a make-or-break release for the studio. After all, thanks to the unfairly maligned Last Jedi. No, it was fairly maligned, because guess what? It sucked ass so hard with all these virtue signaling and identity politics, and also, it wasn't even war. It wasn't even Star Wars. It was just I'm gonna chase you for like almost 2 hours of just nothing but pandering. And it makes sense that they are now doing everything they can to win back fans who might be finding themselves a little Star Wars'd out at the moment. First off, that joke, nice. And second of all, no crap. I love how Last Jedi, they're all like, oh, you're wrong. All these fans suck ass. Well, shut up. No wonder the fans went away. We advise taking this with a grain of salt, as intel comes from Express, who classify it as a rumor. But according to them, Lucas a hand in the numerous sequences to fine-tune some of the legacy characters' interactions with some of the sequel characters. Not only that, but apparently the filmmaker also directed Abrams with Mark Hamill in exactly how the character of Luke Skywalker should be done, with the studio hoping to avoid the backlash they saw with them in The Last Jedi. See, with the way I see it is, this is a good thing. Why? Because 1, no Rian Johnson. 2, they're bringing back J.J. Abrams from The Force Awakens, which I don't know why they decide, hey, you know what, let's just get J.J. Abrams out of here and just bring in Rian Johnson and just destroy everything J.J. Abrams did in The Force Awakens. And just like, hey, here's the lore of The Force Awakens, so many questions we want to ask, and here's slap it. So now J.J. Abrams comes back with a broom, and he's all like, let me just fix what you did, shall we? So there should actually be 4 movies. Third movie should be, split into 2 parts. Because it has to fix whatever Rian Johnson puked on the table. Because the complete garbage of Last Jedi wasn't even it didn't even take place 2 years, 1 year after of The Force Awakens, so we could see fully the training has improved with Rey and Luke. No, it only lasted 5 seconds after The Force Awakens. It was like, oh, you see, Luke and Rey. That was some good training, Rey, because guess what? You didn't train at all. You're born with a lightsaber, you freaking moron. Here's a question that wasn't answered. Why did the lightsaber speak to Rey? Why did it have all these memories inside of it? Why did it have Obi-Wan speak to Rey in the lightsaber? What was that mirror effect in The Last Jedi? None of the crap is answering. Oh, what about the whole mystery of, oh, who's Rey? Who is really Rey? And everyone's saying who is this girl I've been hearing about? And then the big question, who is she? Who is the parents of Rey? But guess what? apparently in Last Jedi, it's nobody. So now we have J.J. Abrams coming in with a broom to fix literally everything Rian Johnson did, and that's why I believe it should be 2 parts of the final crap of the movie. And I hope they don't go by this crap I've been hearing about, saying like, oh, the 3rd movie is gonna take place 2 years after The Last Jedi, and then it just cuts to just Rey with a baby in her backpack or something, and it turns out it's Kylo Ren's. How and why? Everyone is saying this Reylo crap. It's like, why would you want this happen? It's like, do you guys remember in The Force Awakens where freaking Rey saw a Harrison Ford Solo man just get killed by his own son? A few movies later, she's having his kid with it's like, what is going on here? Like, I would have been happy. You know what? So yeah, that's my take on this. George Lucas may or may not come back to just bring back the life that Star Wars once had. So in conclusion, like the vid, I guess, like the video, whatever, bye.